JJ, Doc was saying a few minutes ago that he thought that the team overall lacked energy tonight. Did you kind of feel that as well?
There wasn't a great cohesive energy to our team tonight. I think some guys certainly had good energy, so you can't really say that no one did. We wouldn't have won the game. But as a team, there wasn't great cohesiveness.
Blake talked about kind of a summer reflection and making changes, kind of come back with a different mindset. You alluded to some of this immediately.
Yeah, I've already actually asked him about his reading list.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be in Blake's book club.
Did you alluded to some of this on media day about coming back from Houston and the questions you were asking yourself on the plane? Did you kind of have a summer reflection, maybe change anything for yourself coming into the season?
I did. I mean, first of all, I had to try to process what happened. I failed at that, so I just kind of pushed that to the back burner, and I'll deal with that later in my life. But couldn't really figure out why that happened. So then I just started focusing on this year, and on the flight back from Houston, I'd written down like 13 things that I felt like I could improve on, not just like basketball stuff, but just life stuff. So that's been my focus, really all summer, and coming into camp is just working on certain things, sacrificing here and there with other things. An example would be I didn't play any golf this summer. I don't want to risk injuring my back anymore, so I'm now retired from golf until I'm retired from basketball.
Do you feel like that approach has paid off so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because Steve texted me like right when I got back to town. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come play LA Country Club with me?" And I was like, I really want to go play, but I told him, and I'm being serious. Like I said to him, I just want to be about hoop right now. I just want to be about hoop during the season. Obviously, I have obligations, my wife, my son, but outside of them, I think basketball is the focus. Really, our collective group, DJ, Blake, Chris, those guys too, Jamal. That's all. Jamal's always that way, but that's all they're about right now too. It's there is a focus on just being about basketball and building towards next spring and getting in the right position.
Is Lance helping to fill the energy void that Glenn Davis, you lost with him?
Yeah, Lance is playing great. I don't think playing that way is for everyone, but for him to play well, that's kind of his edge. He's got to talk. He's got to put a little extra mustard on things, and it works. So I love seeing him play like that. I think when he plays like that and plays with that force and that verve in practice, it goes well for him, and it's good to see that aggression in a game.
It seems like your starters, obviously you guys, four of you have been together for a while now. They're not bashful about letting Lance know when something maybe isn't right or they want to do something a little bit differently. Has he been kind of receptive to that?
He's very receptive, but look, our whole team is receptive. DJ and I had a, yelling at each other moment in the fourth quarter. I messed up some coverage. It happens.
All the time.
Our group is like that, so it's not just us getting on Lance and him being receptive. Like we all got to be receptive, and we all have been. Chris.
Chris, this is the third game where Blake is seemingly he finds himself in these mismatches now. Is that something that you guys are doing intentionally? Is this just kind of what's happening in the game? Because it seems like he's in positions now where he's really like bullying smaller players.
It's what's happening. Blake's been doing that for a while, to tell you the truth. So, teams try to switch to pick and rolls and stuff like that, and you got to deal with it. It's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to guard him. You know what I mean? So.
Is Lance kind of filling that energy void that was left to Glenn Davis? That you guys, he kind of had that role last year. It's like maybe Lance is filling that a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. You know, Lance is high energy all game. You know, if he watches with our unit and stuff like that, sometimes you gotta be like, all right, we hear you. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he has the right spirit. You know, he wants to win. He wants to compete, and that's what we need.
Chris, what did you think overall about the effort tonight?
I think in that third quarter, we sort of had a letdown. You know, I was in and stuff like that, and probably didn't bring the energy that I could have. I think the toughest part of the night was some of those turnovers I had down the stretch. They were terrible. You know what I mean? I pride myself on taking care of the ball and executing down the stretch. Blake made some big plays. DJ hit some big free throws, and we pulled it out.
Chris, you mentioned that there are times with Lance where you got to kind of say, we hear you. Do you have to be patient as a group because, you know, you guys have been together now, this is your third year. Do you have to be patient with a new guy in that spot? Or is there a line to be walked, I guess, between instructing and...
No, because like I said, Lance is playing with the right spirit. You know what I mean? He goes out, competes, defends. He wants to attack. He wants to play. So it's fine. You know, for all of us. I mean, obviously, you know, me, Blake, DJ, and JJ been together for how many games now? I have no idea. So Lance has been trying to pick his spots and figure it out.
Thanks, guys.